welcome to the fourth in our series of 4 mini Singing Yogis Facebook Live classes. I'm so happy that you're here. We are exploring our very own backyards today. I'm very excited. We're going to start by finding our yoga seat. So I'm going to come back onto my mat and I'm going to sit on a little pillow. Grown-ups, if you can grab something that you can... There's sun shining on me this morning. It's a beautiful morning. I think every other morning it's been raining. I've got a little pillow cushion to sit on to give me some height. If you've watched any of our other videos, I talk about this every time. So by sitting on a little bit of height, you can keep the natural curves in your back, preventing this rounding of your lower spine, which can over time cause wear and injury. So I'm going to sit up nice and long. Let's soften between our eyebrows. See if we can release our jaw a little bit. Wiggle your jaw. Lift your shoulders up to your ears and squeeze, 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 and let them drop. Woo, let's do that again. Lift your shoulders all the way up to your ears and squeeze, 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 and let them drop. Good. So you can feel a little length in your neck, a little release of that tension we all hold here. Let's sing hello. Hello, yogis. Hello, yogis. I see you. I see you. Heartlight shining brightly. Heartlight shining brightly. Together here. Me and you. I am so happy to be together here with you. We're going to start like we always start with some breathing warm-up. A breathing warm-up. So today, because we're exploring our backyard, I brought a friend from my garden to help us with our breathing today. Oh, is it somebody small or somebody big? If they're here in my little special envelope. Yes, probably somebody small. Let's see if we can hear anything. Bzzz. Bzzz. What could it be? What's small and would fit in my special envelope and makes a sound bzzz? I think you're right. I think you guessed it. Oh, bzzz. It's a buzzy bee. A buzzy bee. Can you make a buzzing sound with me? Bzzz. Let's do it again. Bzzz. You could make a finger bee and point with your bee and follow my bee. Let's buzz together. Bzzz. Oh, where is the bee sitting? On my hand. I'm going to sing a bee song. A bee is on my hand. A bee is on my hand. Hi-ho, help me blow. A bee is on my hand. Take a big breath in, and we're going to blow the bee away. That's what my grandma taught me. She said, if a bee lands on you, don't cry, don't scream. Just take a breath and blow the bee away. So let's take a big breath in, and we'll blow the bee away. A bee is on my nose. A bee is on my nose. Hi-ho, help me blow. A bee is on my nose. Take a big breath in and blow the bee away. Bzzz. Are you buzzing? Can you make a buzzing sound? Bzzz. Let's blow it away. I'm going to put my buzzy bee back in her home. Let's blow her one more time. Take a breath and blow. And buzz, we're going to buzz her right back into her envelope. Buzz. Say bye-bye, bee. So that was buzzy bee breath. By blowing the bee away, we can help children find their breath, right? Breathing in on purpose and breathing out on purpose doesn't necessarily come naturally. It's something that's learned, especially for young children. So blowing the bee away can help them find their exhale. And the buzzing sound, I'm not going to say too much about this because you can look it up on the internet, but our vagus nerve, which has control of lots of our unconscious parasympathetic bodily functions, so breathing, heart rate, digestion, it passes right through our vocal cords. And buzzing and humming and singing can stimulate that vagus nerve, which can trigger our relaxation response. So doing a buzzy bee breath is something that you can do when it's time to relax. Okay, it's time for our rhyming sun salutation. I'm going to come back onto my mat. And all you have to do is copy the shape of my body and say the rhyme after me. So we're going to start like a little quiet mouse in a house. I'm going to curl up on my mat. Oh, like a little mouse. We'll say, quiet mouse in a house. Your turn. Stretchy cat on the mat. Oh, I'm really right in the sun. I'm sorry. Your turn. Stretchy cat on the mat. How now, brown cow? And let's do 3 cat spine, cow spines. You say it with me. Cat, meow. Cow, moo. Cat, meow. Cow, moo. Cat, meow. Cow, moo. Tail up, little pup. Good. And grown-ups, if your legs are straight, but your back feels like that, bend your knees and you get some nice length in your spine. Ready to kick? Say after me. Here's my pony macaroni. And now let's kick our other leg and say it together. Here's my pony macaroni. And now I'm going to lay my belly down like a snake. Take a break, wiggly snake. Good, and let's hiss together. We did snake breathing last week. You can watch the video. It's still up on our Facebook page. It's time for our yoga adventure, and today we're going to explore our very own backyards. So we're going to climb up to our tree house and have a look, have a listen. Let's stand up so we can climb. We're going to climb, climb, climb up to our tree house. We're climbing up to our tree house, our tree house, our tree house. We're climbing up to our tree house to see what we can see. Oh, sitting on a branch, I see an animal with a bushy, bushy tail and teeth like that. The sign for this animal is this, because that's what his teeth look like. He's gray. Do you know what it might be? bushy tail that you would see climbing in a tree. If it's a squirrel, you were right. He's got a big bushy tail. And what is he holding in his little toes? Can you see? Yeah, it's a nut, an acorn. He's got a nut. We're going to do squirrel pose. Squirrel pose. I'm going to come stand on my mat, and we're going to stand feet hip width apart, grown-ups. And we're going to bend our knees. So I'm going to do this chair pose in yoga. I'm going to show you what it looks like from this side. So I'm going to sit back like there's a chair behind me. So you want your toes to be showing. If you look down, your knees should not be covering your toes. This will keep your knees safe. All right, so sitting back in a chair, look down, you can see your toes. Ready, squirrels? Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Wrinkle up your little nose. Hold a nut between your toes. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Now we've got to take our nut and hide it. We're going to make a hole in the ground. We're going to separate our feet a little wider, toes turned out, grown-ups, and we're going to bend our knees into a yogi squat. And we're going to dig a hole. Let's dig with your claws. Gray squirrel, dig a little hole. Gray squirrel, dig a little hole. Wrinkle up your little nose. Hold a nut between your toes. Gray squirrel, dig a little hole. I'm worried that someone is going to find my nuts and eat them. So I think we should try to hide them way up tall in the tree. So I'm going to pick up my nuts and I'm going to stand up. And we're going to reach way up high and hide our nuts high in the tree. Are you ready? Let's reach up. High. Gray squirrel, reach up very high. Gray squirrel, reach up very high. Wrinkle up your little nose. Hold a nut between your toes. Gray squirrel, reach up very high. Ooh, I don't think anybody's going to find our nuts up there. That was very good. We're going to say bye-bye to the squirrels. Bye-bye, squirrels. And we're going to go even higher in our treehouse. Are you ready? Let's climb. We're climbing up to our treehouse, our treehouse. We're climbing up to our treehouse to hear what we can hear. We're going to listen with our ears. I hear somebody saying, ooh, ooh. Who could that be? Who could that be? I think you know who's in the tree saying, ooh, ooh. Wise old owl. Did you know that owls can't move their eyes? Can you look side to side just with your eyes? Hold your chin very still and look to the side, to the side, to the side, to the side. We can move our eyes side to side, but owl can't. So he has to turn his head to see to the side. He turns his whole head. Can you turn your whole head? Look to the side. Look to the side. Owl has a song for you. A wise old owl sat in a tree. This is what he said to me. Ooh, ooh. We're going to turn our heads like a wise old owl. I'm going to come back on my mat. And we're going to sit on our knees. I'll show you from the side. So we can flap our wings, and we're gonna sit like a birdie. Grown-ups, if you can see my toes, you can choose. If you sit with your feet, the tops of your feet flat on the floor, you get a stretch in the front of your ankles, which is lovely. And you can tuck your toes under and sit on your heels. And if your toes are tucked under, you're going to get a stretch in your plantar fascia. That's the tissue that connects the heel to the base of your toes. So it runs all the way along the bottom of your foot. It's a pretty intense stretch. So you try it maybe for a little bit, and if it gets too much, then you can come back to an ankle stretch. And we're going to do a neck rotation. This is very gentle, grown-ups, so don't force it. We're going to turn our head side to side and only go as far as is comfortable. We're going to sing the wise old owl song, so we'll flap our wings. A wise old owl sat in a tree. This is what he said to me. Now we're going to look to the side. Ooh, ooh. Good. We're going to sing it one more time. I'm going to tuck my toes under this time. You want to change the position of your feet, grown-ups. A wise old owl sat in a tree. This is what she said to me. Ready? Ooh, ooh. We carry a lot of tension in our necks. That's a lovely, gentle release. It is time for our final pose today, and it's going to be a pose that will get us ready for relaxation. So it's before bed, before meals, before nap time. It's a wiggly worm song, because my owl was looking for some wiggly worms to eat. This is the sign for worm. Can you do that with your finger? A wiggly worm. I love worms. I love worms wiggling on the ground. I love worms wiggling all around. I love worms wiggling on me. I love worms as wiggly as can be. I'm going to sit on my mat and we're going to wiggle our whole selves like a worm. I'm going to sit with my legs out straight. You can take your pillow or something if you're sitting on it. Give yourself a little height. And I'm going to wiggle everything. Can you wiggle everything like a wiggly worm? Well, you wiggle and you wiggle and you wiggle and you stop. Oh, you wiggle and you wiggle and you wiggle and you stop. Yes, you wiggle and you wiggle and you wiggle and you stop. Oh, you wiggle and you wiggle and you wiggle and stop. That was good stopping. Do you think you could wiggle faster? Even faster? Let's try to wiggle really fast. Oh, you wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and you stop. Yes, you wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and stop. Well, you wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and stop. Yes, you wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and stop. Wiggling can help ease our overstressed, our overburdened nervous systems. Animals do it. Wild animals do it after they've had a stressful incident. They wiggle it off. They shake it off. And then they can feel calm again and ready to do all their rest and digest activities, eating and sleeping, just like us. I have had such a wonderful time. Thank you so much for joining me for this series of Facebook Live Singing Yogis mini classes. All of the videos are still up on our website if you'd like to watch them. And our in-person classes are starting in Wappingers Falls at the River Valley Arts Center on Thursday, May 5th. And I have big news for you today. We're going to offer a trial class on Thursday, April 28th at the River Valley Arts Center. in Wappingers Falls. If you're interested in joining our trial class, you can message us right here on Facebook. If you have any questions about the class that's starting on May 5th, you can message us right here on Facebook. If you have any questions about the poses or the breathing exercises we did today, you can message us right here on Facebook. And all these 4 videos that we've done will stay up on the Harmony Garden Facebook page. So you can rewatch them anytime you like. It is time to say goodbye. I've been talking and talking, sorry. I'm very excited to have done this series. Let's twinkle our fingers by our heart lights. I wonder what color your heart light is today. My heart light sees your heart light, your heart light, your heart light. My heart light sees your heart light, shines so bright. Thank you so much for playing yoga with me today, and I hope to see you very, very soon on the mat.